I sincerely hope that the Democratic Party is about to have a major shakeup, some serious upheaval and reorganization. I think this was inevitable. It had to happen. Issue of this cloture vote in the continuing resolution and Chuck Schumer capitulating to fascism, I think that just accelerated the process. As I said yesterday on Blue Sky, Schumer has shown us so very clearly that it is not red versus blue, it's the rich versus the people, working class solidarity. Know your enemy. Anybody else listening to Rage Against the Machine on repeat? Just me. As a post-capitalist, as an anti-capitalist, I have always been extremely critical of establishment Democrats because they embody everything that I am against. They have all of the same problems as the Republicans, if not more, because they position themselves as a party that wants to make a better quality of life for working class Americans while continuing to take massive quantities of money from special interest and continue to enrich themselves through, purchases of stock, et cetera, et cetera. And in this moment right now, we are seeing how true that is, that the leadership in the Democratic Party is showing American working class people clear as day. It is not actually red versus blue. It is the working class versus the rich. It is the elites versus the rest of us. It is the few super wealthy at the top versus all of the American people. That doesn't mean that there aren't folks in the Democratic Party who want to do it differently. I read in Axios this morning that the Democrats in the House and the Senate, it is mass chaos right now. It is complete turmoil because there are so many folks who are so opposed to what Chuck Schumer is doing. Donald Trump praised Chuck Schumer on his penny stock platform last night. Pretty sure when a fascist says you're doing a great job and you're supporting him, when he uses your actions to claim that there is bipartisan support for his authoritarian takeover of the United States of America, pretty sure you are not doing the right thing, Charles Schumer. The thing is that most Democrats understand that. Most Democrats in the House and the Senate, they understand that. Which is why at the time I'm filming this, 9:17 a.m. Pacific time on 3/14, that you still need to be calling your Democratic senator. The word on the street is that Democrats who don't fall in line with Schumer are being threatened with the loss of their future committee seats. They need to fear the people more than they need to fear Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer, 1, needs to go. But 2, you need to call your Democratic senators and tell them that they must not vote with Chuck. They must not vote for cloture. They must not vote for the continuing resolution. That we intend to primary Chuck, and if they knew what was good for him, they would boot him out of leadership instead of letting him intimidate them. And lastly, I want to share something that AOC said here, and then I want to talk about it for a sec.
I think there is a deep sense of outrage and betrayal. And this is not just about progressive Democrats. This is across the board, the entire party. Yeah. There are members of Congress who have won Trump-held districts in some of the most difficult territory in the United States who walked the plank and took innumerable risks in order to defend the American people, in order to defend Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare, just to see Senate Democrats even consider acquiescing to Elon Musk. I think it is a huge slap in the face, and I think that there's a wide sense of betrayal if things proceed as currently planned.
House Democrats and Senate Democrats work together now if there is such a sense of betrayal?
I think that creates a real challenge, and that in and of itself, I think, is part of what makes the leadership of this moment so crucial, because this is a decision about trust. It is a decision about trust and cooperation, because there will be a day where the Senate will need the House to move on something, and if there is an erosion of trust and a breach of trust, such as what is being considered right now, it will make cooperation difficult. And we cannot afford to be in an every person for themselves kind of moment. We need to work together and as a team in order to usher our country through this very dark time.
Okay, I want to leave it with this. There is no longer any trust in Senate Democratic leadership. That says to me, y'all need to get new leadership. Not just in the Senate, but the House, right? Hakeem Jeffries has been the same, sit on his hands. We already have one party that is complicit with the fascists. We do not need a second party that falls in line also. We need a party that stands up to fascism, that stands up for the American people, for the rule of law, and for democracy. Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries have both shown that they are failing in this moment to do that. They are failing the American people, they are failing their party, they are failing democracy. Whether that is because of ineptitude or if it's on purpose, it's really actually hard to see. This is the moment when Democrats need to pick new leadership. And we all need to think about primarying folks who are voting in a way that Donald Trump praises. So apparently Democratic leadership is threatening Senate Dems with future committee seats to get them to fall in line and to bend the knee to fascism. If they don't vote yes on cloture and they don't allow the continuing resolution to go through, Chuck Schumer and others are threatening them with their future committee seats. When a bully threatens to take your lunch money, you don't hand it over. I realize that Schumer thinks this is a winning strategy because Trump bullies him, he rolls over. So he thinks if he bullies Senate Democrats, they will roll over. Trump is now praising Schumer and using this as an opportunity to say there is bipartisan support for his fascist agenda. I really want to make sure folks understand that. Trump is praising Schumer. Schumer and others said they could not support a government shutdown because it's what Trump and Musk wanted. How do you feel now, Chuck, that Donald Trump says you voting for cloture and supporting the continuing resolution is what he wants? Explain your logic to me now. Dems need new leadership immediately. None of them should be voting in line with Chuck Schumer. The switchboard has been jammed all morning, so look up your Senate Democrats' direct line and call them now. Chuck Schumer and John Fetterman should be the only folks voting yes for cloture. And Senate Dems need new leadership immediately. Let's make something very clear here. If your Democratic senator says that they are voting no on the continuing resolution, but they have not told you that they are voting no on cloture, they are playing you. Get them on the record as committing to a no vote for cloture. Otherwise, you have to assume they are voting yes for it. A vote for cloture is a vote for the continuing resolution. Do not be fooled about that. Alyssa Slotkin, Sheldon Whitehouse, y'all are on the record saying you will vote no for the continuing resolution, but not no for cloture. The only leverage that Democrats have is in the 60 vote control they have right now over cloture. If they fold on that, then the Republicans can pass this continuing resolution with a simple majority. By the way, the funds in that resolution are ones that Trump has already said he will block. He already has no intention of allowing the allocated funding of Congress to go through. Call your senator right now. Look up their direct number if the switchboard is busy. Get them on the record as voting no for cloture.